Respect isn't given, it's earned. And the journey to earning it begins the moment you open your mouth. Your words have power, more power than you might realize. They can build empires or tear them down. They can heal wounds or inflict them. They can inspire revolutions or maintain the status quo. The question is, how will you use this power? The last time you were truly captivated by a speaker, what was it about them that held your attention? Was it just the content of their speech? Or was it something more, something in their voice, their posture, their energy that made you lean in, that made you want to hear every word? That's what we're after. That magnetic quality that makes people not just hear you, but listen. To achieve this, we need to master 3 key areas: content, delivery, and presence. Let's start with content. The backbone of any great speech is a powerful message. But here's the catch. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you structure it. The human mind craves order. It hungers for patterns. Give it what it wants. Start with hook. A startling fact, a provocative question, a vivid image, something that jolts your audience out of their everyday thoughts and pulls them into your world. Then lay out your main points clearly. The rule of 3 is your friend here. Our brains are wired to remember things in 3s. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Blood, sweat, and tears. 3 main points, each supported by evidence, stories, and examples. But here's where many speakers fall short. They forget the power of repetition. Don't be afraid to hammer your key points home. Use a catchphrase, slogan, a central image that you return to again and again. This isn't just repetition. It's reinforcement. It's building a structure in your audience's minds that will stand long after your words have faded. Delivery. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where good content becomes great, where words become weapons of mass inspiration. The first rule of delivery is simple. Energy is everything. Your audience will match your energy level. If you're low energy, they will be low energy. If you're fired up, they will be fired up. But energy isn't just about volume or speed. It's about variation. It's about using the full range of your voice to create emotional landscapes. Speak softly to draw people in, then raise your voice to drive a point home. Use pauses. Don't be afraid of silence. A well-placed pause can be more powerful than 1,000 words. Your body is a crucial part of your delivery. Stand tall, shoulders back, chin up, take up space, move with purpose. Your gesture should amplify your words, not distract from them. Make eye contact, your real eye contact, not just scanning the room. Connect with individuals in your audience. Make them feel seen, heard, understood. And now we come to presence. This is the X factor, the intangible quality that separates good speakers from great ones. Presence is about authenticity. It's about being fully present in the moment, fully committed to your message. It's about believing in what you're saying with every fiber of your being. To develop presence, you need to know yourself. You need to be comfortable in your own skin. This doesn't mean you need to be perfect, far from it. Your flaws, your struggles, your humanity, these are what make you relatable. Don't hide them. Use them. Share your stories, your failures, your triumphs. Let your audience see the real you. But presence is also about confidence, not arrogance, not bravado, but true, unshakable confidence. This comes from preparation. Know your material inside and out. Practice, practice, practice. But when the moment comes to speak, let all that preparation fade into the trust yourself. Trust your message. Be in the moment. Respect isn't just about being admired. It's about being trusted. It's about being someone others want to follow. And the key to earning respect through your speech is simple. Respect your audience. Respect their time. Don't waste it with fluff or filler. Make every word count. Respect their intelligence. Don't talk down to them or oversimplify. Challenge them. Make them think. Respect their perspectives. Acknowledge different viewpoints. Show that you've considered the counter-arguments to your position. But most importantly, respect their potential. Speak to the best version of your audience. Call them to greatness. Believe in them, and they will believe in you. Let's put all this into practice. Imagine you're giving a speech to your team about a challenging new project. You could say, we have a lot of work ahead of us. It's going to be tough, but I think we can do it. Or you could say, before us lies a mountain. It's steep, it's rocky, and the path to the top is unclear. But look around you. Look at the people standing beside you. These are not just colleagues. These are climbers. These are adventurers. These are conquerors. And together, we're not just going to climb this mountain. we're going to move it. Feel the difference. The first statement is factual. The second is inspirational. It paints a vivid picture. It creates a shared identity. It turns a challenge into an adventure. This is the power of speaking like a leader. It's not just about conveying information. It's about creating a vision. It's about building a tribe. It's about igniting a fire in the hearts of your listeners that will burn long after your words have faded. Fire. It spreads. When you speak like a leader, when you earn the respect of your audience, you're not just changing minds, you're creating other leaders. You're giving people permission to step into their own power, find their own voice. Every time you speak, you have the opportunity to create a ripple effect of leadership. Your words could inspire someone to start a business, to run for office, to stand up for what they believe in. Your speech could be the spark that ignites a movement. That's the responsibility and the privilege of speaking like a leader. It's not about you. It's about the impact you can have on others. It's about the lives you can change, the potential you can unlock, the future you can shape. So how do you start this journey? How do you begin to speak like a leader and earn the respect of others? It starts with a decision to step up, to be bold, to use your voice, not just to speak, but to lead. Start small. Practice in low-stakes situations. Give a toast at a family dinner. Speak up in your next team meeting. Volunteer to introduce a speaker at a local event. Each time you speak, focus on one aspect of what we've discussed today. Maybe it's structuring your content more effectively. Maybe it's varying your vocal delivery. Maybe it's working on your presence and authenticity. Remember, becoming a great speaker is a journey, not a destination. Even the most respected leaders and orators in the world are constantly working to improve their skills. Embrace this process. Learn from each experience. Seek feedback, not just praise. Ask trusted friends or colleagues to give you honest critiques of your speaking style. The more you practice speaking like a leader, the more you'll become a leader in other areas of your life. You'll find yourself standing taller, thinking more clearly, making decisions with greater confidence. Speaking like a leader doesn't just change how others see you, it changes how you see yourself. But let's be clear, this isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's about becoming more of who you truly are. It's about finding your authentic voice and learning how to use it effectively. The goal isn't to mimic other great speakers, but to become the best version of yourself as a communicator. The leaders who have inspired you, what is it about their speaking style that moves you? Is it their passion, their clarity, their ability to simplify complex ideas, their storytelling skills? Identify these qualities and think about how you can incorporate them into your own unique style. Now, let's address a fear that holds many people back from speaking like a leader. The fear of failure, the fear of saying the wrong thing, of looking foolish, of being rejected. Here's the truth, every great leader has failed. Every great speaker has had moments of doubt, moments where their words fell flat, moments where they wished they could crawl under a rock and disappear. But they didn't let those moments define them. They learned from them. They got back up and tried again and again and again until their voice became a force to be reckoned with. So embrace failure. See it as feedback, not a final judgment. Every time you speak and it doesn't go as well as you hoped, you're gathering valuable data. You're learning what works and what doesn't. You're refining your skills. You're one step closer to becoming the speaker and leader you're meant to be. Human beings are wired for narrative. We've been telling stories around campfires for thousands of years. Our brains light up when we hear a good story. As a leader, your ability to tell compelling stories can be your secret weapon. But not just any stories. Stories that illustrate your point. Stories that touch the heart as well as the mind. Stories that make your ideas concrete and relatable. When you're preparing a speech, think about the stories you can tell. Personal anecdotes, historical examples, even hypothetical scenarios can all be powerful tools. Don't just tell stories about success. Tell stories about struggle, about overcoming obstacles, about learning and growth. These are the stories that people relate to. These are the stories that inspire. As a leader, you're not just sharing information. You're trying to change minds, to motivate action. To do this effectively, you need to understand the basics of persuasion. Start with empathy. Before you can persuade someone, you need to understand their perspective. What are their concerns? What motivates them? What objections might they have to your ideas? Address these head-on in your speech. Show that you've considered different viewpoints. Use the power of contrast. Paint a picture of the current situation, then contrast with your vision of the future. Make the status quo uncomfortable. Make your proposed changes exciting and necessary. Appeal to different types of thinkers. Some people are moved by logic and data, others are swayed by emotional appeals, still others respond to practical examples. A powerful speech weaves all of these elements together. And remember, persuasion isn't about manipulation. It's about helping people see the truth as you see it. It's about opening their eyes to new possibilities. It's about inspiring them to want what you want. In an age of spin and fake news, people are hungry for authenticity. They can spot a phony a mile away. So don't try to be someone you're not. Don't adopt a speaking style that feels unnatural to you. Instead, focus on being the best, most authentic version of yourself. This means being vulnerable at times. It means admitting when you don't have all the answers. It means showing your passion even if your voice shakes. Authenticity is magnetic. It draws people to you. It makes them want to listen, to believe, to follow. Leaders need to be extroverts, that they need to be loud and charismatic to command respect. This simply isn't true. Some of the most respected leaders in history have been introverts. They've led not through force of personality, but through the power of their ideas and the strength of their character. If you're an introvert, don't try to become an extrovert. Instead, lean into your strengths. Use your natural ability to listen, to reflect, to think deeply. Your quiet intensity can be just as powerful as someone else's loud charisma. Great leaders don't just give answers. They ask powerful questions. Questions that make people think. Questions that challenge assumptions. Questions that open up new possibilities. In your speeches, don't be afraid to pose questions to your audience. Engage them in the process of discovery. Make them part of the conversation, even in a large auditorium. This not only keeps them engaged, but it also shows respect for their intelligence and perspective. The world is changing at an unprecedented rate. To remain relevant as a leader and speaker, you need to be constantly learning, constantly growing. Read widely, listen to diverse perspectives, attend workshops and seminars, watch great speakers, and analyze what makes them effective. But don't just consume information, reflect on it. How can you apply what you're learning to your own speaking style? How can you use new ideas to challenge and inspire your audience? The best speakers are lifelong students, always hungry for new knowledge and insights. In our noisy world, silence can be a powerful tool. Don't be afraid of pauses in your speech. Use them strategically. A well-timed pause can create suspense, emphasize a point, or give your audience time to reflect on what you've said. Silence also demonstrates confidence. It shows that you're comfortable in your own skin, that you don't need to fill every moment with words. It gives weight to what you do say. Public speaking is often cited as people's number one fear, ahead of death. That fear is a gift. It's energy. It's your body preparing you for something important. The key is to channel that energy into your performance rather than letting it paralyze you. Here's a technique used by many top speakers. Instead of trying to calm down before a big speech, try to get excited. The physiological signs of fear and excitement are very similar. By reframing your nervousness as excitement, you can transform that energy into passion and enthusiasm. The importance of preparation. The most natural sounding off-the-cuff speeches are often the result of hours of preparation. Know your material inside and out. Practice your delivery. Anticipate questions and objections. The more prepared you are, the more confident you'll feel, and the more respect you'll command. Once you're on stage, you need to let go of all that preparation. Be present in the moment. Respond to your audience. Let your authentic self shine through. Your preparation should be a safety net, not a script. Your body language speaks volumes before you even open your mouth. Stand tall. Take up space. Move with purpose. Make eye contact. These nonverbal cues signal confidence and authority. But it's not just about looking confident. It's about feeling confident. And here's a secret. Acting confident can actually make you feel more confident. It's a feedback loop. The more you embody the posture and movements of a confident leader, the more your mind will believe it, and the more natural it will become. The most powerful speeches are tailored to the specific needs, interests, and backgrounds of the people listening. Do your research. Understand their pain points, their aspirations, their cultural context. Speak their language. Use examples that resonate with their experiences. This doesn't mean pandering or changing your message. It means presenting your ideas in a way that connects with your audience on a deep level. It means building bridges between your perspective and theirs. Logic makes people think, but emotion makes them act. Don't be afraid to show passion, to express joy, anger, or concern. Your emotional engagement will fuel your audience's emotional engagement. But use emotion strategically. Too much can overwhelm your message. The key is to balance emotion with reason, passion with practicality. Let your emotions amplify your points, not overshadow them. Speaking like a leader isn't a talent you're born with. It's a skill you develop, and like any skill, it improves with practice. Seek out opportunities to speak, join a public speaking group, volunteer to give presentations at work. The more you speak, the more comfortable and confident you'll become. But don't just practice delivering your speech. Practice thinking on your feet. Have friends ask you unexpected questions. Learn to improvise while staying on message. The ability to handle the unexpected with grace is a hallmark of great leaders and speakers. It shows adaptability, quick thinking, and deep understanding of your subject matter. Your voice is an instrument, and like any instrument, it needs to be tuned and played skillfully. Pay attention to your pitch, tone, and volume. A monotonous voice will put your audience to sleep no matter how compelling your content. Experiment with vocal variety. Use a lower pitch to convey authority, a higher pitch to express excitement. Speak faster to create a sense of urgency, slower to emphasize important points. Your voice should be a dynamic tool that keeps your audience engaged and emphasizes your message. But remember, the most powerful voice is your authentic voice. Don't try to imitate someone else's speaking style. Instead, work on refining and amplifying your natural voice. Your unique vocal qualities are part of what makes you memorable as a speaker. When you speak like a leader, people need to trust not just your words, but you as a person. Establish your credibility early in your speech. Share relevant experiences, qualifications, or achievements that demonstrate why you're worth listening to on this topic. But be careful not to overdo it. Excessive self-promotion can backfire. Instead, let your expertise shine through in how you present your ideas. Use concrete examples, cite reputable sources, and demonstrate a nuanced understanding of your topic. Remember, admitting what you don't know can actually enhance your credibility. It shows honesty and self-awareness. If you're asked a question you can't answer, don't bluff. Instead, say something like, "That's an excellent question. I don't have that information right now, but I'll find out and get back to you." Then make sure you follow through. As a leader, you often need to communicate complex ideas. The key is to make these ideas accessible without dumbing them down. Use clear, concise language. Avoid jargon unless you're sure your entire audience will understand it. One technique for simplifying complex ideas is the use of analogies and metaphors. Compare the unfamiliar to the familiar. If you're explaining a new technology, for example, you might compare it to something your audience already understands. This not only makes the concept clearer, but it also makes it more memorable. Another powerful tool is visualization. Use prop slides or even just descriptive language to create mental images for your audience. Remember, people retain information better when it's presented visually as well as verbally. A great speech isn't just about what you say, but when you say it, structure your speech with a clear beginning, middle, and end. Start strong to grab attention, build your argument in the middle, and end with a powerful conclusion that reinforces your main points and calls your audience to action. But timing isn't just about the overall structure, it's also about the rhythm of your speech. Vary the length of your sentences. Use short, punchy sentences for emphasis. Use longer, more complex sentences to explain nuanced ideas. This variety creates a rhythm that keeps your audience engaged. The power of inclusivity in your speech. As a leader, you need to speak to and for everyone in your audience. Use inclusive language that doesn't alienate any group. Be mindful of cultural differences and sensitivities. But inclusivity goes beyond just avoiding offense. It's about making everyone feel like they're part of the conversation, part of the vision you're presenting. Use we language instead of I language when appropriate. Show how your ideas benefit everyone, not just a select few. To speak like a leader and command respect, you need to show that you understand the current context. Stay informed about current events, industry trends, and cultural shifts that might impact your audience. Use timely examples and references in your speeches, but be careful with pop culture references or current events. Make sure they're appropriate for your entire audience and won't quickly become dated. A great speech doesn't just inform or inspire. It motivates people to do something. Always end your speeches with a clear, specific call to action. What do you want your audience to do as a result of your words? Make your call to action achievable and immediate. Give people something they can start doing right away, even if it's just the first step towards a larger goal. The sooner people act on your words, the more impact your speech will have. The importance of feedback. To truly speak like a leader, you need to be open to improvement. Actively seek feedback on your speeches. Ask trusted colleagues and mentors to critique your performance. Better yet, record your speeches and watch them yourself. It can be uncomfortable, but it's one of the best ways to identify areas for improvement. But don't just focus on the negative. Pay attention to what works well too. When you get positive reactions from your audience, make note of what you did to elicit those responses. Build on your strengths even as you work on your weaknesses. Now, let's address the power of authenticity in leadership communication. In today's world of carefully curated social media presences and power-managed public figures, authenticity stands out. People crave real, genuine communication. Being authentic doesn't mean sharing everything about yourself or being overly casual. It means being true to your values, honest about your experiences, and genuine in your communication style. It means letting your personality shine through in your speeches rather than adopting a fake professional. Authentic leaders aren't afraid to show vulnerability. Share stories of your own challenges and how you overcame them. Admit when you've made mistakes and what you learned from them. This kind of honesty builds trust and respect far more effectively than projecting an image of perfection. The importance of adaptability in your speaking style. Different situations call for different approaches. A motivational speech to your sales team will be very different from a technical presentation to your board of directors or a conciliatory address during a company crisis. Develop a range of speaking styles and learn when to deploy each one. Be able to shift from inspirational to analytical, from formal to casual, depending on your audience and the situation. This flexibility is a key trait of respected leaders. It might seem counterintuitive in a discussion about speaking, but great leaders are also great listeners. Even when you're the one giving a speech, you need to be attuned to your audience. Watch for their reactions. Are they engaged? Confused? Resistant? Adjust your delivery accordingly. Encourage interaction when appropriate. Take questions. Invite comments. Make your speeches a dialogue, not just a monologue. This not only keeps your audience engaged, but it also shows that you value their input and perspectives. The importance of continual improvement. Speaking like a leader isn't a destination. It's a journey. Even the most respected orators are constantly working to refine their skills. After every speech, take time to reflect. What worked well? What could have been better? How can you improve for next time? Set specific goals for improvement. Maybe you want to work on your storytelling skills, or perhaps you need to improve your ability to explain complex ideas simply. Focus on one or two areas at a time and work deliberately to enhance those skills. When you speak about something you're truly passionate about, it shows. Your eyes light up, your energy increases, your words flow more naturally. This passion is contagious. It engages your audience and makes them more likely to be convinced by your arguments. Find the aspects of your topic that genuinely excite you, even if you're speaking about something that might seem dry or technical. Your enthusiasm will make the subject more interesting for your audience. The importance of respect in leadership communication. Respect for your audience, respect for differing opinions, respect for the power of words. This respect should shine through in every aspect of your speech, from the content you choose to present to the way you address questions and handle disagreements. Avoid condescension or dismissiveness, even when faced with opposition. Instead, demonstrate respectful disagreement. Show that you've considered other viewpoints, even if you ultimately argue against them. This kind of respectful discourse elevates the conversation and earns you respect as a leader. In our information-saturated world, the ability to communicate concisely is more valuable than ever. Learn to distill your message to its essence. What's the one thing you want your audience to remember? What's the core idea you're trying to convey? This doesn't mean all your speeches should be short, but it does mean that every word should count. Eliminate fluff. Avoid repetition unless it's for deliberate emphasis. Make your words pack a punch. Humans are wired for stories. We remember stories long after we forget facts and figures. As a leader, your ability to craft and deliver compelling stories can be your secret weapon. But not all stories are created equal. The most powerful stories in speeches are those that illuminate your point, stir emotions, and call people to action. Learn to identify these stories in your own life and in the world around you. Practice telling them compellingly and concisely. The power of nonverbal communication. Your body language, facial expressions, and even your clothing all send messages to your audience. Make sure these nonverbal cues align with and reinforce your verbal message. Stand tall and open. Use gestures to emphasize points, but make sure they're natural and not distracting. Make eye contact with individuals in your audience. Smile when appropriate. Let your face and body express the emotions behind your words. The importance of preparation in speaking like a leader. The most natural sounding, impactful speeches are often the result of hours of preparation. Research your topic thoroughly. Anticipate questions and objections. Practice your delivery. But preparation isn't just about memorizing a script. It's about internalizing your message so deeply that you can speak about it naturally and flexibly. It's about being so comfortable with your material that you can adapt on the fly if necessary. In our noisy world, strategic silence can be incredibly powerful. Don't be afraid of pauses in your speech. Use them to emphasize points, to give your audience time to reflect or to build anticipation. Silence can also be a tool for handling difficult situations. If you're faced with a hostile question or interruption, a moment calm silence before you respond can help you gather your thoughts and demonstrate your composure. The conclusion of your speech is your last chance to make an impact. Don't let it fizzle out. Craft a powerful ending that reinforces your main point, stirs emotions, and calls your audience to action. Consider using a callback to your opening, bringing your speech full circle, or end with a provocative question that will linger in your audience's minds. Whatever approach you choose, make sure your conclusion leaves a lasting impression. The world is changing rapidly and leaders need to keep up. Stay informed about new communication technologies and platforms. Learn from diverse sources, not just other business leaders, but also artists, scientists, and thinkers from various fields. But don't just accumulate information. Reflect on what you learn and how you can apply it to your leadership communication. The most respected leaders are those who never stop growing and evolving. Speaking like a leader and commanding respect is a multifaceted skill that combines content, delivery, and presence. It's about authenticity, passion, and a genuine desire to communicate and connect. It's about respecting your audience and yourself. It's about continuous learning and improvement. Remember, every time you speak, you have the opportunity to make a difference, to inspire, to motivate, to lead. Your words have power. Use them wisely, use them boldly, use them to create the change you want to see in the world.